Hi and welcome back to my channel. If you want to hear my thoughts on Huda's new Faux Filter Luminous Matte Foundation, then stay tuned. So for today we are going to do a first impressions and a wear test. I'm going to try and wear it for as long as possible, maybe 5-6 hours, of the new Huda Beauty Faux Filter Luminous Matte Foundation. Okay, so Huda actually has 3 foundations out. The first one was the Faux Filter High Coverage Cream Foundation, which looks like this. And from what I'm told, this is going to look exactly the same in packaging. She also has a new stick foundation also. I didn't pick that up. Well, I wasn't interested in picking that up before I started my channel, purely because I don't really reach for stick foundations. I find them, I've got normal skin, but I find they emulsify really quickly and make my skin look oily really quickly, especially in my T-zone, my forehead, my chin. It looks really greasy really quickly. But that, to be fair, I've never tried, for instance, the Armani one, the Bobbi Brown, the Tom Ford. The Tom Ford one's fine. And I've not tried a stick foundation in a very long time. So I'm going to pick it up just so that I can do some color comparisons. But anyway, back to today. So today we are, as I said, we're doing the Luminous Matte Foundation. I'm keen to see if there is a color difference between the one that I picked up today and the one that I had previously. Got my trusty scissors, that's what I was digging around for. So I'm just going to pop this open. So this time around I picked up the colour Mocha, which is in the golden family, the deep golden family, and she looks like this. First impressions, they look exactly the same. They look exactly the same. I couldn't, in a drawer I wouldn't be able to pull up a difference. I'd literally have to look on the bottom to see what the differences are. But first impressions, they look exactly the same. Let me squeeze a little bit out and then we'll go from there. So as I said, I picked up Mocha this time because when I was looking online, chocolate mousse, which is what I have in the old one, just looked a little bit off color. It just didn't look right. So I went for the chocolate mousse, and looking at the model as well, it just looked like this color was going to work for me. Now this is maybe a shade or 2 darker. Okay, interesting. So here's what she looks like. And I'm just going to smudge that. Looks like it's going to be a good colour match actually. Okay, so that is the Mocha, and I'm going to squidge out the previous one I had. I've not worn it in so long, it's going to take a minute to pump out. There we go. And that's the previous colour, which was quite a good colour match as well. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, now I'm a bit scared. But this one kind of melted into my skin. This one looks like it's standing out quite a bit. Okay, so I've ordered 2 fantastically different. Oh, there's that scent. Do you know what? It's weird because when I sprayed out the first one, obviously it's got no scent, and I wasn't because you're not used to foundations having a scent, so it didn't make a difference. But when I sprayed the second one out, the scent is there. Okay, so that's the color difference, which is odd. Which is very odd because this one's just disappeared and this one is still there. But this is high coverage. I don't know if that even makes a difference. Interesting. All right, cool. But yeah, first impressions, there is a sheen to the newer one. I mean, the camera won't pick it up, but there is a sheen to it. Whereas the one beside it, it's definitely a lot more matte. I'm not sure if you can pick it up, but the one beside it, this is like definitely a lot more matte than this. This one's got like a satiny sheen, but I'm not sure if you can see. Yeah, and this one is super thick. Now bear in mind I did 1 pump of each. This one is super thick and this one feels a little less thick. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, so let's pop this off. I'm going to prep my face and then we can get started. Now, as it is described as a matte foundation, even though it's luminous, I am still going to go in with a hydrating primer. So I'm going to use the Fenty hydrating primer. Let's get that started. My eyebrows are done, so there we go. Now I'm going to do what I always do. I'm going to set my primer. So out comes the Laura Mercier and sponge. And if you've watched any of my videos, you may have seen that I always set my primer. Now, I am the type of person that doesn't generally like full coverage foundations. I like things to be sheer or medium. As I said in the past, by the time I'm done putting concealer and all the other things on it, it normally looks full coverage anyway. I mean, yeah, you can tell I'm wearing foundation, so I don't generally like to start with full coverage. But that said, I will wear full coverage. In fact, there's a time and a place for everything. So I wear full coverage if I'm going to a wedding, and the original one was perfect for weddings actually, because it was going on and it was staying on all day, and you're going to look flawless all day. So the original is absolutely fine for that. But again, because I've never tried this before, I'm going to go in with one pump. So that's one pump. I'm going to do what I always do. I'm going to get the back of my brush and I'm just going to start to apply like that, just to make sure I get every part of my face. See, this already feels like I put too much on because it's so thick. As you can see, it doesn't move. It's so thick. So I already feel like I've put too much on. This is exactly why I put foundations on like this, because I want to control how much I'm actually putting on my face. Now, to some it might look like I've got a lot on, but I really haven't. It's just what I can get on the bottom of my brush. And again, I am using a brush purely because that's what I always use. So I'm not going to start using a sponge just for the purposes of the video, because I always use a brush. Okay, so I'm just going to go in now. Match wise, it seems good. If it doesn't oxidize, we've got a winner. Ooh! Am I seeing things? That looks good. It's high coverage, but that looks good. Okay. Okay. Now, what I'm going to be interested to see is I've got a birthmark on the side of my face that's kind of green. It'll be interesting to see if that disappears, because when I normally wear makeup, that normally is still there. Because I don't, like I said, I don't really wear full coverage, so that's often still there. This is actually quite a nice. It's quite a nice finish. The undertone is giving me slightly olive though, not completely golden. Yeah, the undertone is slightly giving me olive. I'm not sure if you can see that. Like if I look where you haven't put it, like my forehead, it's slightly giving me olive. Okay, well, let's finish up. Okay, so this is how the foundation looks completely applied. It is giving me slight olive undertones. I'm not sure if you can see that. I'm getting slight olive undertones. Also, my birthmark is still peeping through, which isn't a problem for me personally. It's absolutely fine. Okay, thoughts. You do need to blend this out quite quickly. I found the bits that I had splodged on this side, they weren't blending in as easily as the bits I started blending out here. So maybe if you're doing it, you do one side, blend it out, do the other side, blend it out, because it felt like, yeah, it felt like I was struggling to blend it out after a while, and I always like to take the remnants and bring it down my chin. But yeah, first impressions, it's giving me matte for sure. I'm not really getting the luminosity. It might look like luminosity on camera, but that's because I've got two lights in front of me. But looking dead in the mirror in front of me, I'm not seeing any luminosity. It's not as drying as the last one, which is great, and obviously there's no fragrance, which is fantastic, but I'm not seeing luminosity at all. No. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna finish the rest of my makeup, and then I'm gonna check in at regular intervals and we'll see how we go. Okay, so obviously finished doing my makeup. I have had this foundation on for about 2 hours now at this point. It is 3:36, so I've had it on for about 2 hours. So far it's fine. I don't find it luminous, as I said before, in the slightest, but so far, so good. Apart from the fact that obviously, yes, it's extremely flawless, it looks good. There's nothing remarkable about it. It's actually quite unremarkable. It's a nice foundation. In the UK, it's like £34. It's not a horrendous price. But so far, so good. I've got no negatives. Yeah, it's fine. So far, it's fine. You know, it's a bit too full coverage for me, but that's just a personal preference. That doesn't actually speak to the foundation itself. I'd be interested to see how it wears more than anything. I mean, it's cute. It's nice. It's something I would reach for if I knew I was going to be out. No, if I wanted to look flawless, it's something I would reach for. But so far, so good. It's okay. It's absolutely fine. So just some facts about it. So as I said, it feels a lot less dry than the original one. I'm on the website at the moment and I can see that there's 4 reviews, so we'll come to that in a second. But it says, you know, Faux Filter is back with the same full coverage and long-lasting properties. I'm going to pause on that one because I don't think it's as full coverage as the last one. But it could also be that because it's not so matte, I'm not feeling, because obviously to explain it with the other one, because it's so full coverage and so matte, you're acutely aware that you're wearing it, like acutely, and obviously the fragrance, you're acutely aware that you're wearing it. Whereas this one, it felt easy, it felt controllable. Whereas the other one, I'd feel like it's full or nothing. This one feels a lot more controllable, I should say. Right, but with 24-hour flexible wear, a luminous matte finish, and it's fragrance free. We thank God, because the fragrance, listen, I like a perfume, like the spray that she does, I can live with that, but in the foundation it was too much, and it just felt like it might, psychologically, it might not have actually been affecting your skin, but it felt like it was, because it just felt, again, you could feel it on your skin. Okay, the true filter effect gives instant coverage, so seamless that it immediately unifies skin tone and texture as it blurs skin to give a radiant finish. The non-cakey formula is life-proof, waterproof, super long wearing, transfer-proof, fade-proof, sweat-proof and humidity-proof. No matter what the weather, occasional situation, Faux Filter Luminous Matte will never let you down. It says formula liquid, coverage full, finish matte luminous. Okay, it's interesting. It also says it's vegan, non-comedogenic, waterproof, and as we said, mask-proof, transfer-proof, etc, etc, etc. So opinions on it so far, it's fine. It's fine. I'm not offended. I'm not enamored. I'm not awed, but actually I've got nothing negative to say. Except for when I first put it on, I do feel for golden undertone, it was pulling a little green, so a little bit olive, which clashes with my skin type for me, but it seems to have settled down. Or it could also be that once I just did the full face, it kind of just nullified all of that. Yeah. But so far so good. As I said, it is 3:40 now. I will check in again, and we're at the 2-hour mark now, so I will check in again shortly. So this is 4 hours in. Absolutely fine. Yeah, no complaints. Absolutely fine. Not breaking down anywhere. And well. Okay, so it's nearly 8 o'clock, which means we're nearly at the 7-hour mark, and it's performing okay. I mean, performance-wise, I actually can't fault it to this point. Preference-wise is a different question. Okay, so if I just come in a bit close, it's starting to shine, but actually it's doing pretty good for 7 hours, and I've been out and about and I've been eating, etc, etc. So actually doing alright. It feels quite matte. It does transfer. Absolutely does transfer. The reason I don't like it personally, firstly, because it's giving me mask vibes. It's so full coverage. It's giving me mask. Also, it's so olive. Like, I'm not sure if you got to be able to see how olive this is. Like, and it's supposed to be golden, but it's just giving me olive. And I don't know where this would sit in my collection. I think that's a big part of it. I just don't know it sit in my collection. I've got a lot of foundations, and all of them sit somewhere in my collection. By that I mean the Tom Ford, if I want to feel bad and bougie but flawless with my 50 factor 50, it's that one all day. If I want to feel sheer and every day, then it's my Pat McGrath. If everyone's got a reason to be in the collection, I don't know when I'd pick this up. I don't know what would make me go, yeah, that one. Oh, noise outside. I don't know what would make me go,
that's suspicious. That's weird.
Yes, as I was saying, I just don't know what's going to sit in the collection. I don't know what would make me go, oh yeah, the Huda. The only thing is, I don't see, I mean, I'm guessing this is a reformulation of what they already have, because I don't honestly see why they need the other one anymore, to be honest with you. This is an improvement on it, for sure. No fragrance, not as thick, still as cakey, still as full coverage. But some people love full coverage, so again, like I said, this is preference. This is my preference. But yeah, I can't fault it. I can't fault the fan. But I just find it uncomfortable. I'm acutely aware I'm wearing foundation and I can't wait to take it off. I've always watched YouTube videos in the past and been like, when people are like, oh, I need to take off the foundation, I can't do it anymore. It's been like, it's only foundation. But no. I get it. I just want this off my face now. So it is 9:16 and I need this off my face. Like, I think it'd be different if I was out and about, because I'm just sitting in my house. I can't quite get comfortable. Sounds really bad, but I can't quite get comfortable. All I want to do is have a cup of tea, wipe this off, have a shower, have a cup of tea, wipe this off. I just want it off my face now. Because it's a full face, like it is a full face. I mean, we beat this mug today. I just want it off. I'm not enjoying this, because this is the kind of foundation that I can really feel on my skin. Now sometimes you can wear like skin tints, or you can wear just lighter foundations and you don't really feel it. I can really feel this on my face and I really want it off. Yeah, so I'm going to bring you in closer so you can see. Oh, battery's about to die. I'm going to change the battery first. So firstly, this is how I'm looking. It hasn't broken up anywhere. It's starting to shine here. But can't fault it. The only thing is, can you see how it looks a little, oh, come back a bit. It looks a little dry. This now, Mo. Okay, I can't do this anymore. Performance. It does what it's supposed to do. Everything except for not being transfer proof, because it transferred all over the gaff. But yeah, as in, it's, look at it. Let's be honest, yeah. For 8 hours wear, it's not breaking down anywhere. I'm actually not shining. I'm not shining, and I've not powdered this. I'm not shining, you know. I used the Pat McGrath powder to set it, very lightly dusted it. I should love this, but I don't. And the reason I don't like it is because it's so dry. And I've got normal skin, but for me, it's so drying. It's too full coverage. I feel like I've got cake face. I really do. Yeah, and then on top of that, it kept on oxidizing, or it kept on doing something. Because it doesn't feel any darker, but it feels greener. So it kept on doing something to my face, and to the point where it starts making me a bit self-conscious. And makeup should never do that, you know. And I don't think I picked the wrong color. And that's another point. I mean, personally, I could say to myself, okay, let me go back to store and see if I can find a better color match. But I don't love the formula enough to want to do that, to be honest with you. And yeah, it's just not for me. Now, that doesn't speak to the product itself. That speaks to my preferences. I keep saying, it's just not for me. I like a sheerer coverage. I don't even mind medium. And to be honest with you, full has its place. Just its place is just not with me. It's just, this feels full. Like, I can feel it on my skin. I feel like I could scratch it off. That's how thick it feels. And I put on one pump. You saw literally it was one pump, and it's just not for me. Would I recommend it? If it's what you want in a foundation, then it is a good foundation. I personally don't think anyone needs full coverage. Unless you're going somewhere very specific, I don't think anyone needs full coverage day to day. But price-wise, actually, it sits right where it should in terms of high end. It's £34 in the UK. And actually, you get decent bank, well, you get 35 mils, you know, that's 1.18 fluid ounces. It's not actually too bad, in fairness. Aesthetically, plastic, but can you expect more for £30? Actually, NARS, I'm pretty sure NARS is glass, and it's in around the £30 mark. Could be wrong, but yeah, it's a nice product. It's okay. I can't actually fault it based on what it's supposed to do. It's fine. Like, if I was going to give it a mark out of 10, I'd have to say it's between a 7 and an 8, because it does what it said it's supposed to do, and it will appeal to the people that it's supposed to appeal to. it's just too dry for me. And I never thought I'd say a foundation was too dry, but I don't know, maybe my skin's changed or something, but it's just too dry for me. Right now at the 9-hour mark, I can feel it, and I don't like that I can feel it. And even if I started to shine, I wouldn't want to powder it because it already feels kind of dry. Yeah, so would I recommend it again? If it's the style of foundation that you like, then yeah, you can't actually go wrong with this. Maybe if you like put like NARS's, they've got this glow doohickey that you can put inside foundations to make it more luminous and shiny. Maybe you could put that in it actually, because this I don't know why they called it a luminous matte, because it's not. But is it better than the original? Heck yeah. Heck yeah. And way less dry. Yeah, for sure. But overall, it's a no for me. It's a no dog. Nah, it's just not for me. It's just okay. I don't feel like, oh my god, my skin looks fantastic. Oh my gosh. I feel like my foundation looks good, but my skin doesn't. I don't think I'd get compliments on my skin. I think I'd get compliments on my foundation. And that's not the look I'm looking for personally. So for me, it's a no dog. It's just okay. And if you want a foundation that's just okay, then go for it. So if you liked my video, please please subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you always find out when I post, and share if you care. And I will see you in the very next video. Bye.